Hey friends, I want to show you some alternatives to putting things in Mylar bags, drying them, canning them, like oven canning for grains, for beans, for things of that nature that maybe have a year normal shelf life. You can extend this to maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5, without doing all that. And so this is better than nothing, especially for those of you, me sometimes, that are on a strict budget, so you just don't have a lot of choice. Okay, let me first say beans, popcorn, rice, cornmeal, anything of that nature, dried goods, I will put in my freezer for a week when I get it home from the store. Or before you do this, if you don't have room like to put it all in your freezer, put one thing at a time. Put it for a week, take care of that, put the next thing for a week. That will kill all the like weevils and that sort of thing, eggs that might be in there. So that's what I do initially. Okay, step number 2. Any jug that you have that has a screw lid, like since I can a lot, I have a lot of these vinegar jars. They have a screw top lid, and this is screwed really tight. See, 720, so I don't want to undo it. So wash these out, really good hot soapy water. Then I fill my sink full of hot water and a few tablespoons of bleach, rinse it out in that, shake it out, and then I don't rinse it out, then I let that dry, and that will sterilize it a bit. Okay, then what I do, I don't know if you saw my last video, I buy white plain old socks, and you can get baby socks. The reason I buy these bigger ones is because I can tie one end of it and not have to use an extra tie. I fill a portion of it with baking soda, and the baby socks, if for something like this that has a small narrow opening, those baby socks will work. And then just use a bread tie, and tie one end of it, fill it with baking soda. Baking soda won't hurt any food product. Neither will if you want to use Diatomaceous Earth. Now, make sure you get food grade. You can order this online, very cheap, and you can buy it. I've only ordered it online, so I'm not sure. I know you can buy it at Home Depot, but it's not food grade, so make sure it's food grade if you're going to put it in with your food. So you can also just sprinkle a few tablespoons of this in the bottom of your jug. That will work too. Then I put bay leaves. Then I take, after my product, my beans, rice, whatever, I take it out of the freezer, let it dry for a couple days. Put the bag on the table, flip it over, make sure there's no moisture in it, and then I fill up my jug with that product. Then, like this is navy beans, okay? Then I put bay leaves in it, and then I seal it really, really tight. And I also ordered some oxygen absorbers, which if you have the money, I would suggest that too. But if you don't, at least do it this way. No bugs, nothing. If you do just what I've just said, bugs, nothing. And this should at least last you 4 or 5 years. So that's beans. Okay, I want to tell you, if you buy instant tea, there's a hair flying around my face. So sorry. If you buy instant tea, you can use pickle jars and just that sort of thing. You have to make sure that you wash it out, rinse it, and then soak it in bleach so the scent of the pickles or whatever doesn't get on your food. So I'm not recommending using pickle type, vinegary type jars just because of that. But like tea jars that have a lid that you can screw down, those will work. As you notice, this is what I have in here. This is I gotta have it. Okay, Tootsie Roll Chews. No, they're not paying me to say that, but those and those green suckers, I could support them probably, unfortunately. Okay, if you've got the money, this is powdered milk. To buy cans, to buy jars, and you can't put this in the oven or anything, like the powdered milk. I mean, you might be able to under a certain temperature. This hasn't been. This is just in a jar rather than in the box it comes in, powdered milk, because, boxes degrade over time. This is obviously going to last at least 4 or 5 years in this jar like this. Okay. The bay leaves, I think, if y'all don't know, you can buy these in big old bags if nothing else, buy them this is great value, Walmart. Buy them at the dollar store, buy them as cheap as you can. Put a couple in your jug with your beans. Another container that is really good are, and I buy the Gatorade. They're heavy plastic. The lids screw on really well. This is just rice I use every day, so that's why it's like this. And I cut the package directions off. I stick it in the little thing. There's a bay leaf in here. This is just my rice that I use all the time. But these are good for storage if that's your only choice. Now, you know, obviously if you have a choice and you can afford Mylar bags and a vacuum seal it and all that, definitely go that route or can. But if you don't, there are alternatives. And so that's what I'm trying to show you. You know, there's a lot of videos on how to can and how to, you know, store things normally. Since I've had to learn how to do things kind of on the cheap. Another option, these lemon juice bottles, these dark bottles that are thicker and heavier, that have a screw. Make sure they have a screw lid rather than just the kind that just pops. You know, like milk jugs, once you undo that little plastic, just pops. That won't seal as well. And I don't recommend using milk jugs or water bottles just because the plastic is really thin and they will degrade over time. So I wouldn't recommend those. So right now, like oats are something that you can put in. A bay leaf in the bottom, my sock with baking soda, oats, cornmeal, any product like that. You can save it. You can have it for much longer. That's another tip. So y'all have an awesome day, and I love you in Christ. See you soon.